So let's try this again. I started filming my review of The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez, and then my phone died. So we're gonna try to make this quick. Let's talk about The Night We Met. I highly recommend reading all of Abby's books in order, even though they're all standalones, for the best reading experience. But if you don't have time to read all of her previous 7 books, this is the second book of the Say You Remember Me series. So at least read the Say You Remember Me before you read this one. Now, do you absolutely have to? No, but again, it is for the best reading experience. The story focuses on Larissa, Mike, and Chris. Larissa met Chris and Mike at a concert, and Mike ends up giving Larissa a ride back home. They exchange numbers, and then they just started dating. Now, Larissa and Chris became friends because Mike asked Chris if he can do him a favor and take Larissa to the hospital, and Mike was sick and he couldn't help her out. So Chris takes Larissa to the hospital. They find a dog. They kind of like decide to like co-parent type thing, and that's kind of how they stayed friends. Now here's the thing. Chris starts having feelings for Larissa. And did I mention that Chris and Mike are BFFs? Childhood friends, y'all. So there's that. Now, I'm not gonna give you any spoilers. I have posted my full review in Goodreads and Fables, so if you wanna check it out. I do have some spoilers at the end of my review, so in case you want more of my full thoughts on that. I give this one a 3.5 star rating because I feel like it was a little bit too rushed. I wish we would have gotten like an extra 50 pages or so. Also, I honestly wish we would have gotten Mike's POV because I feel like it was needed. I wanted a little bit more about Mike and the stuff that he was going through and like his perspective of what was happening. So this was something that one of my book friends pointed out. I wish we would have also gotten a little bit more of the night they met because it was maybe mentioned like 2 or 3 times and it was just like very brief. Like, oh, we met and this is kind of how they looked like and they offered me home and that was it. Like, okay, well, how was the interaction and what happened before that? And like, you know, a little bit more of the night we met, especially because that's the name of the book. We really don't get that much detail of the night they met. You know what I mean? Now, I did like the little flirting here and there. It was kind of cute. I did like that we got to see some of the characters from the previous books. Like I said, it's really good if you read the books before. And I also liked Larissa's best friend. She was funny, she was down to earth, and she was a real one, I'm just gonna say. But I cannot wait to read the next book and see what happens with one of the best friends because I'm really excited to see his character grow. I know this is a fairly new book, so let me know if you already read this one. Let me know if you're planning on reading it. Let me know your thoughts, and happy reading.